Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
FBI Director James Comey was on the Hill again, digging himself a deeper hole of bottomless federal corruption as he faced an oversight hearing held by the House Judiciary Committee. His prepared statements served to block any chance of reopening the case surrounding Hillary's email debacle, regardless of the mounting evidence that was raised after Comey shut the case back in July of 2016.
Last week, the American people learned that Cheryl Mills, Secretary Clinton's longtime confidant and former State Department Chief of Staff, and Heather Samuelson, counsel to Secretary Clinton in the State Department, were granted immunity for production of their laptops. Why were they not targets of the FBI's criminal investigation?
Well, a target is someone on whom you have sufficient evidence to indict. A subject is someone whose conduct at some point during the investigation falls within the scope of the investigation. So certainly with respect to Ms. Mills, at least initially, because she was an email correspondent, she was a subject of the investigation.
Did the FBI find classified information on either of their computers?
I think there were some emails still on the computer that were recovered that were classified, is my recollection.
Isn't that a crime?
Is what a crime, sir?
Having classified information on computers that are outside of the server system of the Department of State, unsecured.
No, it's certainly something, without knowing more, you couldn't conclude whether it was a crime. You'd have to know what were the circumstances, what was the intention around that, but it's certainly something, it's the reason we conducted a year-long investigation to understand where emails had gone on an unclassified system that contained classified information.
Law professor John Turley recently said, of all the individuals who would warrant immunity, most would view Mills would be the very last on that list. If one assumes that there may have been criminal conduct, it is equivalent to immunizing H.R. Alderman and John D. Ehrlichman in the investigation of Watergate. Of James Comey's character, Breitbart reported, when President Obama nominated Comey to become FBI director in 2013, Comey promised the United States Senate that he would recuse himself of all cases involving former employers.
Recently, you became a director of Global Bank HSBC. Given that the department has entered into deferred prosecution agreement with HSBC, will you have a conflict of interest with regard to that matter? And if you do, or would have, how would you resolve that conflict?
I think it would be a conflict, and so I would recuse myself from any involvement in any matter relating to my former employers.
However, Comey earned $6 million in 1 year alone from Lockheed Martin, and Lockheed Martin became a Clinton Foundation donor that very year. Comey served as Deputy Attorney General under John Ashcroft for 2 years of the Bush administration. When he left the Bush administration, he went directly to Lockheed Martin and became Vice President, acting as a general counsel. According to records, Lockheed Martin is also a member of the American Chamber of Commerce in Egypt, which paid Bill Clinton $250,000 to deliver a speech in 2010. In 2010, Lockheed Martin won 17 approvals for private contracts from the Hillary Clinton State Department. Former Lockheed Martin Vice President and cartel money laundering HBC board member James Comey has ties to the Clinton crime machine that are so numerous. Comey himself should be investigated by the FBI rather than running it. But there he was, pretending that the extraordinary usage of immunity given to the co-conspirators of the obstruction of justice surrounding Hillary's emails was completely normal in Hillary Clinton's case, and hinting that a possible investigation of Hillary political enemy Roger Stone may be afoot.
On August 8, 2016, Roger Stone, a Donald Trump confidant, revealed that he has communicated with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange about the upcoming release of additional illegally hacked Democratic documents. Mr. Stone made these statements during a Republican campaign event while answering a question about a potential October surprise. Obviously, if someone is stating publicly that he is in direct communication with the organization that obtained these illegally hacked documents, I assume the FBI would want to talk to that person. Has the FBI interviewed Roger Stone about his communications with Julian Assange or his knowledge of how WikiLeaks got these illegally obtained documents?
I can't comment on that.
It couldn't be any clearer. Corruption has reached insurmountable levels in the federal government. John Bound for Infowars.com.
Symbols are powerful, and the globalists have hijacked the symbols of America. They've turned them into their own symbols. Well, we are restoring the idea of the true republic, not the counterfeit globalist empire, by promoting the icon George Washington and others. That's why we're rolling out an 100% made in America line of incredible pro-liberty apparel. We are repopularizing liberty. We are helping fellow Americans rediscover what made this country great. We are the spirit of 1776. We are 1776 worldwide. We are all brothers and sisters in arms in the animating contest of liberty in the long march towards humanity's ultimate destiny of freedom. Visit madein1776.com today and vote with your dollars to promote truly made in America, high-quality products and promote the ideals of liberty.